Ciao ragazzi, hi guys, welcome back to this new video from me and the Labubu of the day. Zamo here with my setup, with the Zamo sign and some pizza over there, welcoming you to a new video. How you doing? In today's video we're gonna have a glass of iced tea and we're gonna talk about one of the longest standing question ever. Is what's better, CP Company or Stone Island? This is the question we're gonna answer to today. Is it Stone Island better or is it CP Company? Let's talk about it. Grab your drink. Today we're going to talk about sportswear, we're going to talk about how Massimo Osti legacy evolved into two different brands, CP Company first and then Stone Island. I personally have talked about firstly CP Company in this video here. This is a bit of my story. I used to work for CP Company for 3 years here in Amsterdam, so I'm sharing all of my experience in this video. I've been though originally collecting Stone Island because Stone Island, let's say, is the most famous brand. And I talked about it instead in depth about my collecting, my studios, my grail in this video in which I talk about Stone Island. In today's video, after talking with the community, talking with you guys, I'm actually gonna dissect what's best. I'm gonna rank every brand following 8 categories, like for example price, quality, vintage, etc. We're gonna look at the numbers and we're gonna have a finally decision. What's best, CP Company or Stone Island? By the way guys, thank you for liking the videos, thank you for subscribing to the channel, it's amazing, we're almost at 1,000 followers. Join the Spaghetti Army. If you're a Spaghetti Army member, extra how you doing to you. And yeah, just leave a like, it's free, subscribe, it's free. We talk fashion every week, we talk designer, we talk sportswear every week, so it's a pleasure. Thank you, thank you, thank you. If you're looking at the terms, even sportswear, you know, Italian luxury, you have to mention Stone Island, you have to talk about Massimo Osti, a designer, a visionary who brought this material scene, this concept like garment dyeing, this idea of, you know, having your own clothes standing out, especially in years like the 70s and the 80s. So first of all, Massimo Osti is the GOAT and he's behind both of these brands. After having had a cheer to Massimo Osti, let's talk about these 8 categories. I'm really curious to see what's gonna happen and who's gonna win. So let's go point by point, we're gonna have winner. Category number 1 is history. So which brand has the stronger history, the stronger historical relevance? I have to say that if I think about history, I have to think more about Stone Island, the role with hooligans, with cultures, Paninari, and then building up to rave culture, pop culture, urban culture, in the raving scene, in the hip hop, in the movies, up to until Drake right now. CP Company, of course, also had some relevance more in the casual scene. But if I had to say, okay, which one, looking at the book, really strikes you in terms of historical relevance, I have to say Stone Island. So point number 1 for historical value and iconicity, it goes to Stone Island. Second point is quality. So for quality, I mean the quality of the garment nowadays. I know that for both brands, there was kind of a similar curve in the sense that starting from the beginning, 1971 was the date for CP Company, 1982 for Stone Island. From at the beginning, it was really like a small project, all made in Italy, done carefully with innovative product and dye, like of course garment dyed as we mentioned, like the Tinto Terra, Mussola Gommata Evolution, the reflective lines. Both brands were done really like artisanally and like with a high level of craftsmanship. This in recent years has cheapened down, capitalism. So I would have to say that if you walk in today into a CP Company store and a Stone Island store, you're gonna find a similar situation in the sense that you should not trust the price tag. This is my advice. There is sub-collection, there is some products. A few of them are still made in Italy, a few of them are still made in Europe. So what I would recommend in general, I'm not happy with the quality that's being put out there. I've seen subpar product stitching, especially for the puffer, it's all made in China. Nothing wrong with China, but like it's not the good China. So I would say that quality is slightly disappointing and not homogeneous for both. So I recommend, don't look at the brand, look what you like, look at real life, see how it feels, the weight, the construction, everything, and then make a decision. Overall, if I had to generalize though, I would give, just because it's a smaller brand, there's a bit more attention, I would give this point to CP Company. This is because I think the brand hasn't gotten to that exploitation, ginormous fusion of Stone Island. So overall, if we're looking at 10 random products from Stone and 10 random products from Modern CP, the CP Company one are more likely to be done better. If I'm talking puffers, I'm talking sweatshirts, I'm talking like shirts. Of course, this is a generalization, but this point goes to CP Company. Prices are getting higher, inflation, but Stone Island prices are insane. I remember when 10 years ago, a soft shell, so again, nylon fiber made in China, used to cost 265 euros. Now the same exact model costs 600, 700. So I would say that the best prices is for CP Company, no brainer. They both are slightly too expensive, but Stone Island is really playing another game and it's just really cashing out, trying to place themselves as an exclusive brand, even if again a nylon jacket made in China, the brand pays 30 euros for it, so you cannot resell it to me for 600-700. So the best price goes to CP, so CP Company now has 2 points, Stone Island holds 1. Then let's talk about vintage. As I mentioned in the videos before that I was referring to at the beginning of the video, I got into the brands because of vintage, because that was the only thing I could afford. I really like the value of both. I really think that Stone Island really has some bangers and some notoriety and a beautiful community of people who are like archivists. I think that CP Company is way more underrated, so if you're looking for vintage, you can find super crazy pieces from the Urban Protection line, from the Millennium line, for really great prices. But I have to say that overall vintage, in terms of quality, in terms of community, I would say that this point goes to Stone Island. So Stone Island has the better vintage in terms of how everything is struck down, the books. So I really like how Stone Island were able to fill this gap. So this point goes to Stone Island. Stone Island has the better vintage, even if it's a bit more overrated. So 2-2 right now, that's the point situation. Sub-collection. Every brand has different sub-collection, division, etc. If you are looking at CP Company, you only have right now Metropolis. So you have main collection and Metropolis, which is their like more sporty, obscure, low-key, technical sub-collection. Stone Island instead is doing a great job, especially Stone Island recently, Moncler, etc., to ultra diversifying their own line. So we have, of course, the main line Stone Island. Then you have the Stellina that has the little garment, a bit more low-key in terms of toning. We have Marina, which is incredibly loud, and nods to, of course, Massimo Osti passion for sailing, for bold prints, for reflective, the iconic lifesaver, the avalanche jacket from Paul Harvey, Ghost, which is really tonal. I, for example, own the shoes from this range. And again, you have so much, of course, Shadow Project, which really was dominating in the 2010s. Now I think it's a little bit more the Shadow acronym kind of wave is died down a little bit, but overall very interesting. So I have to say, for variety, for intensity, and for commitment, hats off to Stone Island. They win this point because they are really doing good. So it's 3-2 for Stone Island right now. Sub collections, Stone Island gets the prize. Talking about collabs. So if we're talking about collabs, I think that for me, the parameter to judge which is better, CP or Stone, is how these collabs make sense within the brand and they're really true to the brand and represent a step up. If you're talking Stone Island, I can think about Nike collab, I can think about the New Balance collab, I can think about the Parasol collab, I can think about the Dior collab. And even if these are kind of interesting, they still don't hit like they should. Like, they're not a lot, they are very easy and safe, they're very expensive and exclusive in the case of Dior. The Nike one was like, So overall, I think that they're good collabs, but they're not amazing. And instead, this point has to go to CP Company. CP Company is best for collabs because they've done such an amazing job in 2021 with the 50th year anniversary. My favorite collection of all time of CP Company is Barbour. The Barbour double collection they did was so nice. It made so sense organically with like the British heritage and the water jacket and the waterproofness. The goggle jackets on a Barbour jacket look so amazing. So hats off to them. I love the Adda Special, different iteration and collabs they've done, especially the last one with the campaigns with the British actor, how Gary Aspden, for example, is connected to CP Company. And they had some fun with little brands like Sebago, for example, like Lucio Dalla, like reissues of the Prince. So in this case, I would say the point goes to CP, because they really were able to be ambitious with the collabs, think Armani for example, but they're really also able to hit home and have an impact and have the collabs feel natural and not over the top, not crazy. There's also new niche ones, like for example the one with ASICS, so you know, getting out of the loop that maybe Stone Island is stuck in. Yeah, so this point goes to CP Company. 3 points for Stone, 3 points for CP Company. Let's talk about the last couple of points, which are really important in my personal opinion. The next point is gonna go talking about marketing, presentation, overall brand perception and brand awareness. I think that Stone Island is doing an amazing job. Think about, for example, the latest campaign they shot in Medellin, in Colombia, with Arco Maher, the role that they have in podcasts, including community, including friends, including archivists. For example, they shot this campaign with these riders from Medellin, Colombia, called Los Piques. Think, for example, about the latest, like swimming with the shark Marina thing that they've just done, their branding. I see that being very strong, and I see Stone Island being and investing their own Moncler money properly, And instead, CP is of course playing on a smaller scale. The vision is not that clear yet. There are some attempts to bring on new people, to bring in girls, but it has been done in a kind of a tepid way, not really an effective way. Like for example, involving Manchester City could be nice, but it's also really niche, or in ways that can polarize the audience. Or bringing in Bologna, bringing in some, I don't know, I don't like, it's not modern, doesn't hit me, it's not authentic to the community, and I don't think that's really focusing a lot on that. So I think that the website was subject to a rebranding, I think a year ago. That's nice, because before it was shit. How the brand is presented, how the brand is communicated. Think, for example, about the Stone Island sound events. I was here, one in Amsterdam was great. Overall, marketing presentation, Stone Island gets the cake, and so they're leading 4 points for Stone Island and 3 for CP Company. So let's see who's gonna get the last point. Talk about innovation. Massimo Osti at the beginning of the video was all about innovating the way you perceive clothes, the way you make clothes, the way cloth is processed and is done. So overall, I think innovation is gonna be the point that decides this. I think that to do innovations, you need to be motivated, you need to be in the right space, and you really need to have the right priorities. I think, this is hard for me to say, but CP Company is not innovating enough. I think that of course every year you come back with a nice material, like for example 2 seasons ago was this one TOOB. It doesn't feel brave enough. I think that the ownership, I think that Restate, the groups that own CP Company, is not brave enough. They're doing a good job, they're doing the homework, but I think they're afraid to invest, to build, to be a bit crazy. I know that a lot of the ownership, the management of CP is like, you know, Italian, 60s, 70s. They are not there, like they don't have the heart or the interest, you know. So I think that CP Company is playing too safe, and that's a shame, because of course now you have a new designer from Nemen after Paul Harvey and Pungetti left. I think it's going to be really interesting. I really hope that CP can gain that innovation back. That is not just presenting a new material like B-film, okay, B-feltro, B-film, you know, last couple of seasons. Nice, but is there anything else from those, you know, those tight polos and those cargos and those bags? So I think that the brand can do much more, can look at the archive much more, and can have more fun compared to just bringing out a new nylon on the sweater every season. But I think that this new designer is gonna be super interesting, so I'm really looking forward to this. But right now, Stone really has the size and the interest, and the CEO, of course, Robert Refus, to like push it to the next level. And you can see that with materials they're creating. Think, for example, like the leather organza, incredible material, creating new kind of leathers. So that was really like a testament to Massimo Osti legacy. Think about the light reactive sweater. Think about some of the new garments that they created with corrosion. So of course it's different budgets, so maybe this point is unfair, but still I think the innovation points goes to Stone Island. So to wrap it up, guys, from me and the Labubu of the day, we looked at the facts. I personally didn't have any idea where this counting and this ranking was gonna be. We asked ourselves, which one is the final best brand? Is it Stone Island or is it CP Company? We look at the history, the prices, the category, and in the end, even if I work for CP Company and I love CP Company, and today I'm wearing CP Company and Bram Sprouts, still the winner for these points is Stone Island. So guys, maybe you knew, maybe you don't. Let me know in the comments, what do you think? Is Stone Island the better brand? What's your experience? Even if it pains my heart a little bit as a former CP Company employee, Stone Island is the best. So yeah, Stone Island wins. Let's go to the Stone Island store. And no, just kidding. Thank you for your time. Don't forget to like the video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Have a beautiful day. I'm looking forward to reading your comments about CP Company, Stone Island, Massimo Osti, and all of the sorts. So see you in the comments. Have a good one. Love you. Bye.